Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. Why is the Channel Sport on Sunday or Channel Super Sunday Sport? Because today is a Super Sunday. July. Probably every month should be July. Because today right there in Berlin, it will be England. You know, okay, I won't say England. Let me just take it this way. It will be the three lions taking on the Spanish Armada. I think it's better that way. Okay, you know, the king of the jungle, but then they got the Armada come from the sea. So I don't know how this is going to pan out. But then my name is Ken Ochonogo. And then we want to see what will happen. Somebody's in the house. I mean, of course, he loves SW19. But then it's in the past. I will talk about that. He has a new passion for SW19. And then when you move down, you know, at the wee hours, because it's supposed to take place today, but because we are in Nigeria and they are right there in South America, it's probably around 1 a.m. today. The greatest one that had ever kicked football, of course, that is subjective anyway. I know a lot of persons, we say, no, he is not. But then from the facts we are seeing, from what we have, they might be going for a second Copa America. You know, he missed the first three, lost those back-to-back losses to Chile. And that is Lionel, the lion Messi. So we have three lions. We have another lion in South America, one in the Spanish Armada. But then at the SW19, like we say, it will be one man who says, look, Margaret Court has hung on Serena Williams. That, I mean, in fact, our last finals appearances at Wimbledon were back-to-back losses, But then Djokovic took that number 24. And when he won it 24, you know what he did? He just went and said, look, Kobe Bryant, Bryant number 24. I wonder, what that just popularized. So he's at 24. He has more masters, 1,000 masters. He's arguably the GOAT when it comes to tennis now. The good when it comes to tennis. So, but today, he's meeting one boy that, he's a young man. I won't say boy, that would have disrespectful. A young man who has a combo of all, we had that, three musketeers in Djokovic, Nadal, and Roger Federer. And then we say, look, we thought that era will never end. In between, you can squeeze in Andy Murray and then Stan Wawrinka, because those guys won three. How they did it, I don't know. But they won three in that era that, they didn't allow anybody to come in. So, but right now, there is this man, Carlos Alcaraz, the young man, Carlos Alcaraz. And if you see the tenacity of Nadal, the guile of Roger Federer, and then the longevity of Novak Djokovic are all in this man. And we are saying at this tender age, he is trying to do what only 10 tennis players have ever done. Only 10 players have done to win the Channel Slam. It's not popular. I mean, the calendar slam, the overall slam, but the Channel Slam is not popular. That is what, how do I say, Björn, the Swedish tennis player, did that twice. But I tell you, only 10 tennis players, 5 million, has been able to win the French Open, the slow French Open, the clay, and then go on to win the grass on grass in Wimbledon. Only 10 players, 5 mil. And let me tell you another stat here. Each of those players, none of them won less than 10 Grand Slam. But just look at his early age and he's there trying to achieve it. Whoever wins this, there is history. Whoever wins between England and Spain, the Spanish are going for number 4. If they win that outright, just like that, Djokovic going for number 25. Outright, no sharing with anybody. But then, if England win it, it will be their very first ever, because for now, they've not. Before we bring in our guest who is waiting for us there, Jimmy, briefly, you are in the house.
A very pleasure to be here.
Super Sunday.
And it's a Super Sunday. It's a day when you ask the question, is football coming home? It's a day when you ask the question, would we have, they nearly still get pretty near to the title. And it's also a day that, we've got to celebrate someone like Krejcikova for what she's been able to do. Also remembering, Jana Novotná, who was our coach that died in 2017,
Yes.
due to ovarian cancer. So, there's a lot to talk about today, really.
There is a lot to talk about today. Where do you want to? Okay. Last week we said it was 19 days.
Yeah.
So this week it will be how many? It is
12.
12.
Yeah.
Remove 7. It is 12. By next week it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count them on one finger. So I know right now it is a dozen. A dozen days. 12 days to go to Paris Olympics. That is Paris. Some call it Paris.
Paris, yeah.
Yeah,
Paris and leave. And I think the most instructive thing about this is it will be the first time that you have, the opening ceremony not being held in a stadium setting. You have at least 1 billion viewers expected to watch the opening ceremony. And it does tell you a lot about what has gone into this in terms of corporate communication, in terms of packaging, event coordination. It's been massive, though they have some challenges they are trying to, upend at this point in time. But you can be sure that in Paris, there will be a lot to really be tantalized about.
Okay, let's get our guests. Let's get the masquerade. We've signed. You see, we're trying to renew his contract. The negotiation has been on in this transfer season.
Crazy season. Silly season.
We tried to renew his contract. There he is in this transfer season. That's the skipper himself, sometimes we see people who make Nigeria proud everywhere they go, and then he's there doing it for us at the echelon, the top there by the FIFA. You don't want to ask how because here the other day I just read we're talking about you are question Nigerian coaches. Do you know I also won an award as the best coach, right there at the Eredivisie, coaching Sparta, when you're at the mid-season. So it tells you that it is not just, displaying what you do on the pitch, but when you come out. But when it comes to looking at tournaments, because, back-to-back FIFA expert is there with them. There is no better person you can reach out to, and to get it there. It's not sentiment. It's not anything he gives you as it is. We have the honor and privilege once again, until we sign that dotted line because we are still negotiating. Today is Sunday.
Yeah.
Today is Sunday, so we have Sunday Ogochukwu Lise, former captain, former Super Eagles manager, Olympic gold medalist, Nations Cup winner. Man, no count again. Sunday, you're welcome to the show. How are you? we never hear you.
Wait, make us see. Make me say make us see what I put on my this thing. Okay.
I think I hear you. I hear you now. Go on.
You hear me now? Okay.
I hear you.
I say on a day.
We're fine. We're fine. Where we want to start from? I know there's a charity to start from home, but I don't want to start from home, Sonny. At the wee hours, it will go enter Monday for where you are, whatever. We'll go enter Monday. Messi will lead Argentina against Colombia. For the finals of the Copa America. Sonny, after the World, a lot of us thought this guy would have retired, winning the World Cup right there in, the last World Cup. We thought he would have retired. But then we also saw Cristiano Ronaldo at this Euro. These guys don't want to go. Is there a likelihood that in the next World Cup, they will be there in 2 years' time?
Well, I think I might go clean up my boots and start all over too and join them. So let's all start all over.
Yes.
Well, I totally agree with you. I think it's kind of like sending different messages to us,
Yeah.
Just a minute. Let me try and I'm getting a noise that is bothering me here.
Okay. But you are clear.
I think it's...
But you are clear here with us. Yeah, your voice is clear.
Okay, I think you can see me now, maybe.
Yeah, yes. But you are kind of upside down. Turn it. I think you are upside down. We are seeing you from
just
side.
Forgive me. Don't worry, my brother Jerry. Please just forgive me. I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love this. We can see you clearly now because you are not swimming. You are sitting.
Sorry. Well, it's because I'm online with you at the same time. My son and my daughter, they are all trying to get in touch.
Yeah.
Well, the thing there is, if we're going to talk about this objectively, I think it's a sign of it's in two ways.
Okay.
You can say these guys are totally exceptional, extraordinary, to be able to play at the age of 36, 37 upwards and 38.
Yes.
I think we could say that. At the same time, also, we could also say, is it because the others are not that good enough to push them out?
Okay.
That is that is both way you can look at it. But I think Messi and Ronaldo are the exceptions because these are players who are able to adapt their own playing style to suit the older they get. There are certain things they do less now and they do more of some other things.
Yeah.
So I think that is ongoing. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of them in the US.
I'm looking at it. I don't think Ronaldo will like to retire because he look at the complement of players that he has in the team in the Portuguese team. And look, I think they have a chance to do something in 2 years' time. And and if he can keep fit, minimize the number. Of course, you look at it, the goal he's scoring in Saudi Arabia. He's still scoring the goals, and the coach has that confidence in him. It boils down to you coaches. I mean, if you want to use him there as to distract, there is no way that Ronaldo will be in the attack, that the defenders will not be aware that somebody, as if it's just for distraction and get something done. But I think he's still there. Okay.
I think if I may pop in, that point you made is very, very important. Yeah. I forgot to make it, but you've really knocked the nail on the head.
Okay.
What does this man bring to the pitch? Yeah. You just said you can't have a Ronaldo there without others not being busy, worried.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good point you made there that we should emphasize on the importance and what they bring, both of them, to the pitch.
Okay. All right. Before we leave South America, of course, if my guys are ready, I'm looking at. Do you see Messi now picking himself and Argentina picking it, or you see the hungry Colombians who they've not had respect for Brazil, they've not had respect for Uruguay. I mean, they are just whatever it is. Do you think? How do you think it's going to pan out?
Well, you see, when it comes to Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, when you're talking on television, one has to be very, very careful because they have very fanatical fans who take it into sentiment and anyway. So anytime we're trying to make analysis of these two players, one has to be very cautious and be objective. I think Messi will do everything to win this tournament.
Okay.
Because for him, winning it might signify another Ballon d'Or. So that is, how the voting process goes like that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, also, like you rightfully said, the Colombians they've shown so much aggression, and on all fields. I don't know if you saw what happened at the semifinals against
Uruguay.
When they played Uruguay.
Yes.
There was even a fighting after the game. I don't know if you were. There was a fight, And some of the players of the Uruguayans went in, because the Colombians were counting the wives and the girlfriends and the family of the players, So that tells you that for them it's not just a game; it's a matter of do or die. So, but then again, we love Messi. 1 minute of he's not been great at the whole tournament. Yeah. I think he scored just one goal. I think he scored just one goal.
He scored one. Yeah.
He's not been.
And he missed his penalty. And that brings us back to before we leave Emilio Martinez. This keeper is a late bloomer. Spent almost about 7 to 9 seasons at Arsenal sitting down on the bench, and suddenly he moved to Aston Villa. And look at him, a World Cup winner, and also a Copa America winner, and about to win the second Copa America, and saving the penalty after Messi missed his own. The back people we focus mostly on the front. What does the back line bring to a team? Stability and success to a team.
My brother, the back line brings everything. Unfortunately, in football, people don't look at it like that because you can score 20 goals. If the opponent scores 21, you lose. So at the end of the game, the back line is exceptional. Unlike you have seen now, the goalkeeper himself, what he's brought. I watched him almost every game at the World Cup live.
Yeah.
In Qatar, and he was just. When we say people that are positively crazy, he is that, Arsenal also, he was a bench warmer, and Arsene Wenger also told us, he shared a story with us that they had to lend him out sometimes on loan.
Yeah.
To give him playing time, but when he was on loan, he was also not playing because he was not an easy character to manage. But I think now the coaches have probably found a balance, and he's a little bit older also. And I think, but he's a great goalkeeper. He's very good.
Okay, so let's come to Europe. Sonny is a native of Nigeria. He's a native of Italy. He's a native of Germany. He's a native of Belgium. He's a native of Netherlands.
Spain.
And also, I don't want to mention Morocco.
So
I don't want to mention Morocco because I know.
I will tell my wife. Normally, my wife likes you, but I will tell her so she will not say no.
You not feel put Gary for. You not feel put Sansa for Gary. You can't say it. Okay, so that we are in Europe. You are in fact you are a citizen of the world. But then.
Yeah.
Let's look at what is happening today in Germany. Like I said, you're still in Germany. You played in Germany. Cologne, one of the great teams in Germany. You were there. Dortmund, you were there. So I mean, Dortmund is one of the big venues that this thing took place, and then they're in Berlin. Let's start with the stars, English stars. And when I mean English stars, I'm talking about, I want to mention two players. I want to tell us, or your take, revolving around them. Bukayo Saka and Kobe Mainoo. Those you can see them.
Players of the tournament, players of the English players of the tournament. In fact, you see, I'm so happy for Saka, not forget bias, not because he's partly Nigerian. In fact, he is Nigerian. So I'm not happy for him for what he brings. But the balance that Mainoo has brought into the midfield is totally impressive. And the way he wrestles the ball away from the opposition, the way he's positioned himself, the way he plays these very simple balls that break the line. And I find it very, very well. And we know it's not easy for colored players to make it in certain sections of the world. The way he has imposed himself, in spite of all the mediatic, social media pressures that come with being this kind of a player, is totally impressive. Saka himself, on the other hand, what impresses me the most is that with Saka, the way the boy has evolved, and the last Euros, he went through hell when it ended.
Yeah.
With the death threats coming to his way, having to have police guard the protection for some time because he missed penalties at the final. Now, when I saw him pick up the ball at the quarterfinals to hit penalty again, I was like, oh my God, this boy, please, score this thing again. Because, I was just imagining what the family would be going through at home. So for him to have scored it and also be given the best player of the game, and he gave it to his girlfriend to hold it, said, please enjoy it.
Wow!
I really like that. I watched it live and I was watching and I saw it. I said, this is really good. So these players have been great. We're not going to say this without saying some of the difficult things now.
Okay.
When I look at Harry Kane, and then you say to you, what is happening here? Some will say, oh no, he has to play. He's a captain, he has to play. But then you ask yourself a question. Will England be stronger with or without Harry Kane? That is the question a lot of the media people that have called me have asked before this. And I've been kind of like careful in giving my results because I mix a lot with the FA in England, so one has to be careful. But at the same time also, you ask yourself, will he be better or will Watkins be better? That's the question.
Will it be better or will Watkins be better? Before Jimmy will ask the next question, but let me just place this. England were, I think, about 2.5 minutes or less than that going out, in the knockout
Slovenia.
And then, Jude popped up and scored that particular goal. I wanted to look at these three players. Like you've just mentioned one of them. The other is Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden. Jude Bellingham was the player of La Liga, player of the year in La Liga. Foden is the player of the year in the EPL. Harry Kane is the top scorer in the Bundesliga. If you have this, I want to use the Spanish now. This is like a Spanish Armada. If you have this Arsenal, if you have this, what?
Yes, so I'm making yes, hombre. What is this?
Yeah, you understand? Can you tell us? How will you use these players to be more effective to goal? If you have this time, at least Bellingham and Foden came from the youth team. There was that particular understanding when they were there and coming up there. What do you expect then? What is your expectations? Have they met your expectations? These three, if you are bringing, because when we look at it before the tournament started, we say if you have these three, man, you just go and pick up the cup.
In fact, I love this. I love this image you've picked for this. It just, the image says everything. You see one kissing the ring or kissing whatever, one holding on to this, and one putting his hand on number one. Now, are you number one with the national team, or you're number one with Man City? That's one question. So it's really, really beautiful to see. And these players have struggled. They've struggled for one very obvious reason. That's the fact that these are players who excel at the club level, based on certain specific instructions that they have to carry out for the team in combination with other players playing around them.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take away the qualities from them, but the English national team struggles at the national level because they don't have the human and the quality teammates they play with at the club level. And now when they get to the national team, to be able to now gel and play at that level, they struggle. They struggle at it. So that means that is what I keep telling, especially in Nigeria, that look, the national team coach does not make the players. And that's why the French don't call them coach. They call them sélectionneur. That's the one who chooses.
Okay.
So it is your up now to choose and mix them together and combine them together to play well. Southgate is a great human being. I spent some time with him in Qatar last year and during the World Cup 2022. He's a very intelligent guy. But the thing there is that getting the mix together with the national team is never easy because the players come from different clubs. And you know what England is like. The key players playing in key roles in major top English clubs are not English players. That is one thing we have to take into notice. Look at every team. If you look at Man City, look at Liverpool, look at let's add Arsenal because otherwise my in-laws will kill me. So if you look at that, then you say, so you know what it is. So it's like that.
Okay. I want to. I saw a stat, Sonny. Of course, when I going to the Spanish side, I saw a stat that was very, very scary. Since 2001, 2001, Sonny, the Spanish national team and their club sides have been in the finals 26 times.
And they don't lose.
In the Euros. Champions League, Europa, count them together. Sonny, Super Cup. Sonny, 26 times they have played, 26 times they have won. I don't know. And then you look at the other side. Gareth Southgate, your friend, and you just talk about Harry Kane. I don't know, as a manager, because I wanted to juxtapose these two questions and answer them. As a manager, if you say this people expected that when Harry Kane was a final jigsaw when he went to Bayern, and then they ended up being trophyless. At Tottenham, he won golden boot thrice in the EPL. They didn't win anything. As a manager, people say, look, G6. I don't believe in all that. Of course, we'll talk about what is it? Bella Gottman, the former manager of Benfica, who said, "When I not go win again, as you guys, sacked me when I helped you win the European Cup."
Yeah. When I helped you with that,
Do you look at these things when you pick your team to say, look, this guy has not won, and this guy has the lucky charm and whatever, apart from technicalities and tactics?
Let's not deceive ourselves, my brother. Forget lucky charm.
Okay.
You are either good or you're not good.
All right.
They say it's lucky. If you know should go post, you're not gonna go post center. So you have to press shoot first. So okay, that is another thing. But on the other hand, I am not a big fan of Harry Kane. In fact, I am totally convinced that if England are going to stand a chance of doing well today, the coach might do something crazy. Bench Harry Kane.
Wow.
Because the thing there is that with Harry Kane, at least people should not, Tottenham fans, please don't be angry. The reality is that when you're a number 9, one of the first things you need the most is pace. and the pace and the ability to move into small areas in very quick, in just 2-3 steps you're away. He doesn't have that. He's one of the only number 9s in the world who doesn't have that very much. And that shows you a weakness. And that is why those titles are missing. Because if you look at the greatest teams that win titles, the number 9, the central focal point, is always somebody that creates, makes difference forward. And the others just have to make sure they want to make the difference forward. He doesn't have that. Now, but the problem is that if Southgate ventures to put Harry Kane on the bench, and they don't win the title today, then he has to change nationality. He has to because he's a deaf man. He'll get the English not really. But then again, if he has the guts to do it and he wins this title,
yes,
being the first title in my lifetime, I've never seen England win anything.
1966.
So that's why
yes.
I was not at least on this world, my brother. so it makes you. I've never seen them win anything. So you say to yourself, are they really that good, or is it because there's just this euphoria? That is how I see this player. Bayern had won the title 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Harry Kane went there, they didn't win it. I'm not trying to say it's jinxed or whatever, but you start asking yourself questions. Yeah. When your number 9 is always coming into the midfield to give a long pass to somebody, that also tactically starts asking you questions. And for me, that I'm not a fan, and I don't think with him you can have very different variations to play as a player.
Okay, the other side, the Spanish Armada. 26. Yes. 26 unbeaten. Brother, are you not scared? No, Sonny, tell the truth. Are you not scared? 26 finals and 26 wins. I
am not scared because if you have to evaluate it technically and tactically, you will understand why they win.
Okay.
The Spanish, first of all, the thing is that even in my local, somewhere here in Spain where we come all the time, the little village where they have the football team, they play the same philosophy. Everybody starts to combine, play the ball, pass it around. What they do in Spain is that from a small age, they already teach you to specialize. Okay, you are good at in the midfield. Specialize every role you have to play in the midfield. You do it all your life like that. And furthermore, they are very, very talented, and their football is always group football. They plan it. The way the Spanish work and play is a philosophy that I have bought into at a very young age. Is that as a player also is that when you are going to play on Saturday, from Monday onwards, everything you do in training is preparing you to perform on Saturday.
Okay.
To do that particular thing on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And that is what they do. Like if you see them now, they have set a new record. They are the first team to win 6 games in a row in European Championship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by winning today now, they become are they going to become magnificent?
They're invisible. They become invisible.
Invisible, And they were the first team to win the Euros back-to-back.
Yes. The only team. Sonny, the only team, in fact. No other team has done it.
The only team.
Yes, 2008,
because they won the World Cup.
Yeah.
They won the World Cup in 2010.
Yes.
Euros 2012.
In fact,
it's like that.
Yes, the World Cup came in between.
Before.
They won the Euros 2008, won the World Cup 2010, won the Euros 2012.
In Austria.
You understand?
They won the first one in Austria 2008.
Yes.
So that tells you already, it's a team that is built. It's a team that is made to perform. And I know eventually you will go into details as regards the personalities of the players.
That is where we are going. I've been holding Jimmy on, but that's where we are going. That just takes I will come to Jimmy. You are seeing the golden boy. He turned 17 about 24 hours ago or so. 16-year-old dazzling. We saw Pele dazzling the world.
Lamine
Yamal. Morocco, Equatorial Guinea. Somebody's close by him there, Nico Williams. His parents traveled across the Sahara from Ghana, right there to Spain. These stories are heartwarming, Sonny. Yamal, the father Moroccan, the mother from Equatorial Guinea. African all through and through. But they are Spanish. They were born in Spain. This generation of players, tell us what should one expect from Yamin Lawal?
My brother, I don't want to talk too soon, but I think we are probably on the verge of witnessing the birth of probably one of the greatest players to ever play football. The intelligence that this boy has is out of this world at his age. No superstar at his age. Please don't be angry at me again, Messi fans. No super fans at this age, except for Pelé, was able to show this at the age of 16, 17. It has never happened. And I'm talking at the senior level. I don't want to talk about that 17 because in the world football, or contrary to what we do back home, the world don't even know that the under 17 World Cup exists. It's not something important. So it's when they do it at the top level, you know. And for the way this boy plays and the way he gives them the possibility now, it is because of Lamar and Nico that Spain are dominating like they are dominating. Now, what they do to you when they come to you is that they force your defenders to play wide. Because these two players go wide, and they are very creative wide on the side.
Sonny, I don't want to interrupt you. Can you add Olmo to this conversation?
I was coming to it. Now, in fact, you will soon become an assistant coach. the way the both of them open up, this gives the opposition you must open up to hold them back, and they are very dangerous. This gives now them the opportunity for almost to go through the middle and always come in through the middle. And it gives also room for Rodri, who for me is one of the best players on earth.
Yes.
To be able to dominate in the midfield. You can't play compact with them because they force you to open up. You know, so it is, and they dominate possession because everything is prepared, like we said earlier on. How we play from the back, how we move, the movement in between the lines. You cannot mark these players because they are always moving in between the lines. If you try to mark them from the back, they go sideways into the lines. So it's always there's so much technical work in this team, and I think Luis de la Fuente, the coach of Spain, he's done a great job.
Okay, so we want to go on a short break. When we come back, if we fire the first salvo, we'll open the lines and take one or two calls. Just give us a few minutes. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, you're welcome back. It's the Channel Sport on Sunday. We still have Sunday Ogochukwu Olise. Is Sunday afternoon with us right there. The contract negotiation, like we said, will be signed. We're going to sign it when we have already unveiled. We're going to sign the extension, Sonny. I know the terms. We're talking with your agents. The terms we are looking at, some of those clauses. Let us see how we can just, I agree on them. Okay, today is still Wimbledon final. Djokovic going for number 25. Alcaraz trying to win the Channel Slam. Youngest player to ever do so. Sonia, I know you follow tennis also. You love tennis a little bit. Before Jimmy throw your question to you. Look at your crystal ball. What are you seeing at SW19? My heart they call too.
I am biased because I also play tennis.
Okay.
So, but I'm a one-handed backhand, so both of them are two-handed backhands. So that puts me out of it.
Okay.
But I must say, in my lifetime as a tennis follower and as a tennis player, I have never seen a player as complete as Alcaraz. It has never existed.
I've never come totality. Totality.
The most difficult thing of tennis, where that kind of determines what you are great at tennis, is the forehand.
Yes.
The forehand, because that is, you can dominate a game with your forehand, and you can also slide down, to the, and look at the forehand he's just giving this man.
Medvedev.
Medvedev, in fact, after this game, Medvedev called him a monster.
And rightly so.
And rightly so. Now, the thing there is that, and look at the love from the parents, everything is a complete package with this ball. Now, what also people try to dominate that, and that's why Djokovic is one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world so far, is the backhand.
Yes.
And Alcaraz is extraordinary when it comes to this. So every section of the game he's not good, he's excellent. And that's what's scary.
That is scary, really scary. Okay, Jimmy has a question for you.
Okay, so Coach, thank you for your cogent and salient contributions as always. As a proponent of youth development, how exactly do you think Nigeria, can leverage on what we've seen with De La Fuente and also Gareth Southgate, especially knowing the fact that, they had not really been marquee, coaching EPL clubs or maybe Spanish clubs. I know Gareth Southgate was at Middlesbrough. I think he got relegated with them in 2009.
You're right, sir.
And Alaves 2011, that's De La Fuente. So how exactly do you think Nigeria can begin to look at it from this point of view that, yes, we need to develop, we need to take youth development more seriously?
Oh, thanks, bro. You see, there is one problem we have in Nigeria, and I've been hitting it, but people have not been accepting to apply it. The problem in Nigeria is so simple that it becomes unbelievable. Nigeria's problem is simple. You just have to apply the performance principle. You play only if you're the best. Now, that is what will solve the situation here. And the moment that principle is applied, you will start creating talent. Now, people play with sentiment or because of regional adherences and all that. So that is affecting us seriously as regards youth development. Now, if you look at Southgate himself, Southgate is a product of what the FA has built from the beginning. Yeah. When I graduated as a coach in 2010, with the professional license in London, it was Southgate. That was the first time we had lunch together. It was Southgate and that was asked by the FA to present us with our coaching licenses. With the former old coach, the one that's retired, who was coaching at Crystal Palace. It was both of them that handled the event.
Okay.
So you see,
is that Hodgson? Hodgson?
Oh, Hodgson, yeah.
Yeah.
Hodgson, yeah. If you want Nigeria to progress, all you have to do is create a situation whereby it is the best players who play. And that is why I'm so confident that Nigeria will get it right someday. Because as long as you have the numbers, population, United States is great because of the numbers they have. 330 million people. We are 220 million. We are more, as people say. So if you look at it in that way, you get to see that this is what Nigeria can learn from, especially from De La Fuente.
Exactly.
Because De La Fuente was the coach. Many of these players you're seeing with the Spanish team today, he has already coached them at the youth team.
Exactly.
So he knows them. And that is why, if you see the way he handles Yamal and Nico, he doesn't allow them play 90 minutes. He lets them play 60 minutes because he knows them physically what they can handle. So he tells them, give your best for 1 hour. Somebody else will take over after 1 hour. So those are the kind of things that come in, and it is painful when you see these nations glorifying their own, pushing them, giving them all the tools possible so that they can become this. And we neglect it because for some reasons that we all know, but we can't go public about it, it's killing our football. So that's the shame.
That's the shame. Sonny, I think you just nailed that in the head, giving their people a chance. We said it here in Nigeria. It is not, I think even we that talk sports are part of the major problem. Our world-class coach. The last 3 AFCON, were they won by the world-class coach? No. The man that took Morocco the man that took Morocco to the semi-finals of the World Cup, is a world-class coach? He just brand name. I mean, so it is the press, I'm sorry to say this because it's like this is my constituency, that, some of these things, you look at the facts. Yeah. Look, the lines are open. Sonny said we'll take 1 or 2 calls, please. So that we can that. So why? I don't know. Let us not be, gender biased here. Yeah. Yesterday, Barbara Krejcikova won the women singles right there at SW19 at Wimbledon. But there is also, we deal with stats and we deal with facts on this show. It is the last 8 editions of Wimbledon has been won by 8 different players. 8 different players in the women's sector.
Yeah, Serena Williams in 2016.
Yes.
Muguruza in 2017.
Yes.
Keba in 2018. Alep in 2019. COVID-19 in 2020. won in 2021. Rybakina won in 2022. 2023 was Vondrousova, a Czech.
Yes.
And also Krejcikova just won.
Yes.
Yesterday.
You can look at them. Serena Williams, American. Gabin Muguruza is Spaniard. Angelique Kuba, a German. Simona Halep from Romania. COVID-19 won in 2020, like you said. Ashley Barty from Australia. Elena Rybakina. And then the last, like you said, Marketa and then Barbara Krejcikova winning. Both of them are Czechs. And you know the funniest thing? Sonny, 5 Czech players have won. 5 Czech women
consistency
have won, and then the greatest of them all, Martina Navratilova, 9 Wimbledon. I think we should be checking. We should be going to get coaches from Czech Republic so that they can coach our women.
Yes, I think they seem to have something with grass. That is they seem to excel. You know, they just can excel there on the grass. And it's very impressive, especially the game from yesterday. I watched it yesterday and I was like, wow. It was going front and back, and you didn't know who was going to win it. So it was brilliant.
Yes, and then
because Paulini was very, very
Jasmine. That's why we're talking about Ghanaian jollof, Sonny. We'll talk about Kobe Mano. We're not talking about all of them coming from
Williams.
Ghana, and then Nico Williams, and then here we are also now talking about Jasmine Paulini. The grandfather is from Ghana.
Exactly.
Ghanaian jollof. Today Nigerian jollof will surrender to Ghana jollof just for today. Just
to celebrate them. No bias.
Just for today.
No. I don't agree. Nigerian jollof is the best. I'm not agreeing.
Don't be for anybody.
No, we don't agree. No.
So
jollof came from us.
And it's our property. Sonny, okay, how do you think? So how do you think the game is going to look at today? Looking at, like you said, both managers. Jimmy said not high profile. They've not coached anything. They've not won any titles anywhere.
At the club level.
But here they are now, at the verge of making history. The first English team to be in the final since 1966. Not the outside. The first 66 was winning.
Exactly.
None has even played a final outside England. No,
outside their country.
Outside their country. This is just the time. And then Gareth Southgate started from under 19, under 21, under 23. The same thing with Luis Fuente under 19, under 20, went back to under 21, came back to under 23, and here they are grooming, rising through the ranks, and the system that brought them up is what they are doing. What are you expecting? Okay, Fatah is
from Melbourne.
Fatah is reaching us from London, so let's take this
Melbourne.
call. From where?
Melbourne, Australia.
From Australia.
Melbourne is far. Let's
wow.
Melbourne far.
Hello, Fatah.
Yeah. Hello, this is Fatah.
Yeah, go on, Fatah.
I'm just want to contribute. I like your program. I'm always following you.
Thank you.
Melbourne, Australia.
The end of the world. Yes. You are reaching us from the end of the world.
Yeah. I love your show.
Thank you.
It's night time here, but I stay awake just to watch you.
Wow.
What you talk about soccer is really true. I love soccer. We all love Nigeria. We should try to introduce we should try to use young kids. Please, let's call, even like my son plays soccer. He's a striker.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
My son...
Oh my God.
And the issue is this. You see, most of the people at the top of the Nigeria Football Federation, they are using the place as a business. This is what is killing us. As I'm talking to you, after the call, put my son in Paul Salami. He's the highest goal scorer here in Victoria. Could you believe my son was invited in the camp for under 21? He was sent back. This coach, the under 21 coach, Bosso, asked me for money. I refused to give him.
Do you have?
He came and told that, and this is killing us here.
Excuse me,
You know,
Fatai. Excuse me, Fatai. Sorry. If you're making such allegation, do you have proof? Yes. Do you have proof of that allegation that you are making?
The only coach I see that is doing the great job is the under-17. What is his name?
Fatai, if you have your evidence, there is no problem. We want you to have your evidence before you come on air to make statements like this. You understand? Because I mean, you're calling somebody's name and it's
my story is this. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
My contribution is this.
Yeah.
We should try to use new youths, new players, younger players.
Okay. All right, thank you. We use younger players because, like we said, when you make such allegations, you just have to be substantiated.
Exactly.
Because somebody's reputation, somebody's name, did you speak with him, or somebody said Coach Ladamboso said you should give me money, and then you understand. Did you speak with the coach? Did they ask you personally and stuff like that? A lot of people will say, I'm working for this person.
I don't think that even if he's got evidence, he should have gone to press before now.
No, of course, there are channels you can put the association and with your evidence, and then you go there to go and do that. You understand?
What you have said is cogent. Yeah. Let's make sure we use players at the right age. And I think that the federation, at this point in time, they are trying so much. They have reduced, age cheating to, the barest minimum.
Sonny, let me put you on the spot. The class of '94. Somebody said Nigeria has given that class so much opportunity. Keshi. Siasia, yourself, Amokachi, Amunike came in as a stand. Finidi, about 6 of you has handled the national team.
Okay.
You understand? What is so special about the class of '94? And do you think you guys have delivered?
Good question.
Well, what is special about the class of '94 is that they're best. They're the best you ever had. And personally, I think they're the best brains we've ever had. But the thing there is that when you say they've given us opportunities, not really. If you're going to give us opportunities, then if Nigeria should be right, we should do everything possible to ask Emena Law as the head of the FA. Then you're really giving opportunities. You don't put square pegs in a round hole and expect results. You have to be well made up. Now, when you're talking of giving opportunities to people like myself or people like Keshley, look at every time those people were given opportunities, they were starved of resources to perform. And eventually they leave and the foreigner comes in and he's even killed the resources to perform. So you can't say you're giving an opportunity when you're backstabbing people and trying to stop them from performing. Southgate should have been sacked long ago because there was so much pressure from the media for him to go.
Exactly.
But the FA stood by him. The FA stood by him. Some even called that he should have been kicked out after the Slovenia game.
Yes.
And they stood by him. And look at him now, he's in the final. He's 90 minutes away from becoming champion of Europe. Now, that is what you call support. Now, if this coach comes out one day and complains about the FA, I will join among those to say, look, slap and make a shot of them. That is how it is. And if you look at De La Fuente that's talking about also, he's been supported by the Federation all through. Look, when Nigerian ex-internationals coach the Super Eagles, forget it, they are not giving support. It's like that. And so you can't just start saying, okay, we're giving you opportunity. No, that is not how it works.
Coach, would you say...
I think it's like Ralph is there.
Ralph, okay.
Let's take somebody's trying to reach us. Ralph from Port Harcourt. Hello, Ralph. Sorry, we kept you on hold.
Yeah. No, it's okay. That's fine. I'm glad Sunday is there. Sunday, how are you?
I'm fine. Happy Sunday.
Thanks for all you've been doing.
Yes,
I am used to getting SMS Happy Sunday. So
yes,
sorry.
It's a good show you have.
Thank you.
But I think it is also an opportunity to chip in one thing, especially.
Yeah.
Exactly the topic. I joined a little bit late.
Okay.
The Finidi show. This is the only sport that unites Nigerians and bring us together. And anything that happened to these sports is not worth even thinking about. These boys, looking at them, especially their tantrums, their behaviors, guys have sports psychology or psychologists who be able to handle this voice and stuff. Coaching, which you've read a lot of courses about, it has gone beyond what is happening at the pitch. What happened in the we had to talk to these guys and whatever. And most times you hear a coach tampering or having banter with his player. That doesn't happen in Europe. Maturity is a manner for these kids. If you look at them, you see that some of them are kids that are trapped. I'm not talking about them, how much they make. During the days of Michael Jackson, if you remember, his childhood, because he started making money at the age of 5. Somebody needs to be a father figure to these kids. I think 21 Nigerian growth, whether you are traveled abroad or not, is different from this. Somebody needs to sit them down. Watching that little boy talk, and he was called later people now called his attention. This didn't happen, that didn't happen. Typically, as a Christian, today is Sunday, they said, Paul the Apostle said, when I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I now understood. That means a child speaks first before thinking. But an adult understands, think before speaking. That's the difference. So if you look at kids that speak before thinking, they are kids. They need to be put. So I think you need more of a psychologist who will sit them down and understand. At the moment, FIFA ranking, the whole drama, the melodrama, the absurdity, theater of the absurd, all affected our ranking. And this is a nation that is trying to recover from the election, all kinds of nonsense, that this soccer is the only thing that brings.
Okay.
During that Coast game,
Ralph,
Nigeria was coming back.
Yes, Ralph, we are about.
I was so proud to be a Nigerian in that period.
Thank you.
Now
Thank you,
this
Ralph.
whole thing has taken us like years back.
Okay.
So Sunday, my brother, I'm hearing case of you and John Mikel Obi and the rest of them.
Don't go. Ralph, Ralph, don't go there.
Not today.
Ralph, not today.
Not today. Okay.
Thank you, Ralph. Sonny's not going to talk anything about that.
About that, not today.
He won't speak anything about that.
Coach, you talked about the 94 set, and I do agree with you that that's been the best set that we've had, and we still do have.
Yeah.
I think that the animosity and strife, the seeming animosity and strife within, that set, seems to have underserved the set, especially because of the fact that there have always been stories of backstabbing, animosity, and all that. Don't you think, like I'm thinking, that may have been one of the major reasons why there is that trust deficit within your system and also Nigerians and the 94 set?
Well, talking of backstabbing, my wife is still taking away some of the knives that are in my back. I've had my share of it. I think it's. I think you're right. You're right. And my own total belief why that is the case is this mentality that we have that if it is going bad for me, it must not be good for my colleague.
Wow.
So that means if my colleague is trying to make it, instead of me now to support, no, I have to bring it down. So we'll all be down.
Wow.
And that is what you don't see in other parts of the world. It's a way, it's how we are. It's how we are, if you have kids and one of them is a thief, and it's still your child. It's up to you to fight and try to find a way to handle it. This is what is really, really killing us. The support is not there, and the divisions keep being preyed upon by people who need to use those divisions to achieve their own goals. Otherwise, can you imagine a scenario where the whole set of 98, of 94 that are still alive now come together and sit in a room for like 2 days and come out with a project, a plan,
blueprint,
and say, look, we are the greatest that's ever played for this country. It is hurting us how it is. Unanimously, this is the part we believe will help this country. And you take it up to the Afro Rock and give it to the president and say, look, this is what needs to be done.
Wow.
Can you imagine a scenario like that? What that will send?
Wow.
Why is it impossible?
Ooh, my brother, what did I just tell you before? Try calling the meeting and see how many of people will come. And when they come, you hear many stories. This one, that one, this one. So
you were a captain of national team.
Yes.
Guavon, captain of national team. Okocha, captain of national team.
Yeah.
All you guys, I mean, you got all you need is.
And they are leaders. All of
you
them.
are all leaders. You come. I mean, you guys are brain. I've spoken with these guys, and I know how brainy you guys are. You guys can come together. 2 or 3 can start it, and then you've been expounding this on this show. This is not the first time you said about it. Lock them up, bring out based on that, the former minister brought you worked on that project. I don't want to say what happened there. It was mostly your brain, and that document is somewhere there. Sonny, I'm going to come back to Europe. I beg. Who you think is going to win today? Spanish Armada.
My brother,
you don't fear?
Yes, I biased.
The only way when Spain go lose this, the only way when Spain go lose this title, is Spain no play Spain. Is Spain no be Spain.
Okay.
It's the only thing.
Wow.
Because the thing there is that although football is the only thing you can't predict because something can happen.
Yeah.
A player can get the red card from the first minute,
and then
you can just be one corner kick, boom, and then you hit the goalpost 10 times in a game. That can happen. But if everything's go normal. And they play at their level, the English are going to have very, very much serious problems in trying to handle the midfield dominance. Because, and that's the thing. And like I said, the Spanish need to be pushed backwards by a counter-attacking team. It's the only chance you have. But the Spanish are tactically very, very solid in one sense that you watch them today. Watch what will happen the moment the Spanish lose the ball around the box 18 or of the offensive area of the English. Watch if they will drop back or they will make pressure straight to make sure they stop the English from counter-attacking. Then you see that's what we have.
Always a pleasure, Sonny.
My brother.
Thank you.
When are we signing the contract? we are lost of time. We're going.
Ever a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I believe that just like he has said, if Southgate does bench Kane, England should get the win.
Okay. Djokovic, Lionel Messi, England, I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.